But I spoke to Jens Eskelund, the president of the European Union Chamber of Commerce in China.
It looks to me like there's a lot of catching up to do. Bilateral engagements and bilateral visits have pretty much been put on hold for 3.5 years during COVID. The opening was Scholz coming to China in November, and that was a very good visit, and we were very happy that it went. And it's great now that Premier Li, he is making a return visit to Germany. It's imperative now that we begin to ramp up these visits between Europe and China again. I think a lot of the misunderstandings we see now is exactly because we have not had the opportunity to engage on these face-to-face meetings, so this is very much to be welcomed.
Let's talk about trade opportunities, because China is a key market for German exporters in particular, from Adidas to Audi. Is that why Li picked Germany for his first trip abroad?
I think that's a part of the explanation, but I think a deeper challenge from a European perspective is that actually Europe is a much bigger market for Chinese goods than China is for European goods. Chinese exports to Europe are 3 times larger than European exports to China. So I'm pretty sure that the question of the imbalance in trade is going to be raised. And I think it's in everybody's interest to make sure that going forward that we achieve some sort of balance in the trade relationship. That will make it much healthier from a long-term perspective.
Germany has talked not about decoupling, but de-risking from China and reducing reliance on certain products and services, like semiconductor chips. And news that Berlin's close to a deal with the US firm Intel is perhaps an indication of that. So what do you think deals like that do to China's relationship with Germany and other EU nations?
I think de-risking is, for many good reasons, becoming a hot topic right now. I still think that the concept of de-risking is not very well understood. Exactly what type of commodities are in scope, what is the size of it. Personally, I don't think it will end up being very big amounts and a very wide range of goods. But I think COVID demonstrated to us that it is a risk if you become too critical, dependent on single locations for specific commodities. We saw how much Europe struggled with finding PPE during COVID. We have seen now with Russia's invasion of Ukraine how Europe had been struggling with securing energy. So I think there's a lot of common sense to it here, that you really try to find out where are your big risks, and then you try to address it so you don't come in a situation again where you might be struggling and suffer quite a bit because you are not prepared. I think this is, exercising constant care, that you are preparing yourself for the worst eventuality while still maintaining a healthy relationship with your partners as you would otherwise.